Great to welcome David Skinner with us today, and he's going to tell us a little bit about the story that's going on at Houghton Regis, where there is a massive housing development going on there. David, tell us about it.
It was part of the church's hope 11 years ago when I arrived that they would one day put a church back into the community at what was then called Thorn, but it's now called Bidwell West, where once their church stood in the 1750s. And for the last 7 or 8 years, we've been meeting with other churches and other potential partners, and in particular the local authority, to discuss the possibility of all of that happening.
So what is the dream?
Well, the dream is probably got two strands to it. The first is to place a pioneer Christian worker to live and to work in that community, to build community, to connect people together, to create a sense of place and belonging right from the early days of the new estate. And the second half is to put up a community building, a significant building, not just a village hall, but something which will act as a hub for all sorts of resources to be present there for the local people, a heart, a centre where people will gather in the community, and a home potentially in the long term for a Christian church as it develops.
And David, I understand the exciting thing is that right now you're at a certain place in this process.
Well, we've come to the place where we have our funding for the Pioneer in place, and we're just going out now at this moment to advertise, to seek to call someone to fill that role. Which is
totally brilliant, isn't it? So I'm thinking of the people and situations that have inspired you to get to this place.
Well, probably three, but there are more. 7 years ago, I went and visited Ali Bolton in her early days of work in Swindon on a new housing estate, and was overwhelmed and bowled over by the impact that she was having, along with others, in developing the community, but also in the embryo of a new church that was beginning to form and developing and gain strength, largely composed of people who had never had church background. I think the second one is to do with a building, and this is Finchampstead Baptist Church Centre, where they set out to build a building not for themselves to worship in, but to serve their community. It designed it around what the community actually said that they wanted. And the community has owned that in a fantastic way. It's a very significant building with a library and a Sure Starts Children's Centre, a sports centre, all the things that the community wanted. And they hoped that they might see 1,200 people a week in there. Now they see 3 times that number. And the third one is Bromley by Bow, which again is a Baptist church historically, but is now a centre for social prescribing, where people come for a wide range of creative activities that give them a sense of well-being. It's a partnership between health and the church and the community in creating well-being for a wide number of people and a huge range of different sorts of activities.
So you have this dream. We're at the point where it's about to explode into life. I'm just wondering how you're resourcing all this.
But in relation to the Pioneer, that is all coming together. And it has been a wonder to behold, really, because you start out as a small church, as we were, home mission church, looking for resources and thinking it's way too big. But actually, when it comes to the Pioneer, we've got there. We have the funding in place and we're able to move forward. And this is the down payment, if you like, on the bigger project in terms of how the local authority is seeing it. And we are in conversation with significant partners about the possibility of them coming in to share in the capital expenditure and the revenue costs of delivering a building in a sustainable way.
David, I feel like we've been on this journey with you for quite some time, and in the association we're thrilled that it's reached this point. I'm just wondering what you've learned over the years.
Well, I think the courage to dream big is part of it. And it has been interesting how that has helped statutory authorities in particular to engage in the vision. Often we start by thinking about manageable as church, But dreaming big has been a very powerful thing to do, and trusting God that He is in the journey and will resource the vision at the end of it. I guess we're excited. I perhaps particularly am excited about the idea of repositioning the church from being at the edge of the community to being in a place where we are at the heart of the community, and the community is wanting to be involved with everything that's going on, not just in our building, but in the life of the church in its widest sense. I'm going to be really interested and excited to see the way in which Christian spirituality actually might shape this community and might actually enable people who have never had experience of church in a positive or meaningful way to hopefully discover that this is something that's vitally important for them, and to see the beginnings of a new church.
David, thank you for sharing your story. Know that we will be praying for you and for the churches that are involved, your own church, and all those people that are committed to this, particularly at this time as you look for that one pioneer who's going to be the key to unlocking things. Bless you for your time.